What if I told you that the Netflix Diddy documentary you watched wasn't even close to the full story? What if I told you that 7 major names were completely scrubbed from the final cut? And what if I told you that Katt Williams predicted all of this months before it happened? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something Hollywood doesn't want you to know. We're talking about the names that 50 Cent had to protect, the celebrities who were too powerful to expose, and the truth that Katt Williams tried to warn us about. This isn't just tea spilling. This is about understanding how the entertainment industry really works, who gets protected, who gets exposed, and who controls it all. By the end of this video, you're going to see the music industry in a completely different light. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Let's rewind to January 2024. Katt Williams sat down with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay, and he dropped what might be the most prophetic interview in hip-hop history.
This is the light.
All lies will be exposed in 2024. That wasn't just a catchy soundbite, that was a warning. Katt called out T.D. Jakes, Diddy, and a whole list of other powerful figures. He said the ones who have a problem with the truth know exactly why they have a problem with it. At the time, people thought Katt was just being messy. They thought he was burning bridges. But looking back now, the man was dropping breadcrumbs. He was telling us exactly what was about to happen. Fast forward to December 2024. Diddy gets arrested. The charges? Racketeering, sex trafficking, abuse. Everything Katt hinted at suddenly became headlines. And then came the documentary. 50 Cent produced Diddy Do It, The Making of a Bad Boy for Netflix. The doc promised never-before-seen footage, behind-the-scenes access, explosive revelations. And it delivered, kind of. But here's what most people don't know. The documentary you saw, that's the sanitized version. 7 major names got cut, not because they weren't relevant, but because they were too relevant.
They just gave P. Diddy 4 years. Say that again. For taking 27 years. 4 years. Meanwhile, they tried to give me 4 years with 2 blunts I had no intention of smoking in the first place. Same 4 years. I don't give a fuck. Being an ass-kicking devil worshiper is not against the law. They put that man on a whole RICO because they thought he was for China. They said, bring out the 9 niggas walked out. That ain't even get the law. Go on and get you out. That man liked so much as his punishment. They sent him to the place with the most. So I ain't finna say shit.
Before we get into the names, let's talk about what went down behind the scenes. 50 Cent had footage of Diddy right before his arrest. We're talking about strategy sessions with lawyers, private conversations, unfiltered moments. This wasn't just documentary footage. This was evidence-level material. Diddy's legal team went nuclear. They sent cease and desist letters to Netflix. They claimed the footage was stolen. They called it a shameful hit piece designed to destroy a man's reputation before trial. But Netflix didn't back down. They aired it anyway. Why? Because the public interest was too high, and because legally they knew they could defend it. Now here's where it gets interesting. Multiple sources close to the production say that certain celebrities allegedly tried to pay 50 Cent to keep their names out of the doc. We're not talking about small amounts. We're talking millions. But here's the thing Katt Williams already knew. Some names would never make it to the final cut, not because of money, but because of power. There are people in this industry who are simply untouchable, and today we're going to name them. As of now, Diddy is facing 4 years in prison after beating the bigger RICO charges. But this story is far from over. There are over 150 lawsuits coming his way. Some involve minors. The feds have said more charges are possible. The investigation is ongoing. And here's the bombshell. Prosecutors working on Diddy's case are now coordinating with the prosecutors on Tupac's murder case. Let that sink in. All right, let's get into these 7 names. First up, Snoop Dogg. Now I know what you're thinking. Snoop? The lovable uncle of hip-hop? Yeah, him. Snoop has deep ties to Diddy going back decades. They partied together, did business together, collaborated on music. They were in the same circles during the wildest years of Bad Boy Records. So, why didn't Snoop make it into the documentary? Because of what Ali Carter said.
Everybody knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Through you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss and Jemima. And nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl happened. They were dripping down from the letters, the LVI. And nobody. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no. Tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. Neck of an elder. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
Ali Carter is a survivor and whistleblower who has been exposing industry secrets for years. She mentioned Snoop Dogg way back in December 2020, and everyone attacked her for it. People called her a liar, told her to shut up, but she kept speaking. According to Ali, Snoop Dogg is even worse than Diddy. She claims he's more influential and more protected. She says Snoop was involved in trafficking young people for exploitation. Now here's what's crazy. These allegations came out and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. No investigations, no media firestorm, no accountability. Instead, Snoop performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the biggest stages in America. Ali even pointed out the symbolism in the LVI letters, claiming they represented something darker. But everyone was too busy making hot wings and enjoying the game. So why did 50 Cent cut Snoop from the documentary? Because Snoop is too connected, too protected. If 50 tried to expose Snoop, the documentary would never get distributed. Some people in hip-hop are untouchable, and Snoop is one of them. Next, Kevin Hart. Now, Kevin's situation is fascinating because he's been very vocal about the Diddy situation, but in a very careful way. Kevin used to attend Sean Combs' famous puffy flavor camps back in the day. If you don't know what those were, just know they were wild. Kevin was in the inner circle, and there's this viral footage that shows Kevin knew exactly what was happening.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen,
we having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the. Hey, yo.
Fuck that mic. I'm a thug. At the end of the day, I kill niggas, man. No, listen. At the end of the day, I kill niggas.
In this clip, Kevin is clearly uncomfortable. He keeps saying, "no homo," and moving away from the bed. And then Diddy says something that made everyone's jaw drop. "We used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes." Kevin's reaction says it all. He immediately realizes how bad that sounds. He tries to laugh it off, but you can see the panic in his eyes. But here's where Kevin showed his hand. At the recent BET Awards, Kevin made jokes about Diddy that revealed way more than people realized.
For somebody to invite him in, hey, don't do it, okay? We all saw the movie Sinners. Don't let his here so he can bite somebody. So he can bite Playboy Cardi again, okay? Playboy Cardi definitely been bit. Something happened. Playboy Cardi's been bit. I know he has. Nobody let Kanye in. No! Tonight, I will do my part. Everybody will get flowers. I'll do my part to make sure that I put us on a high pedestal, man. Also, I'm gonna do my part. I'm shutting down the idea of after parties. No after parties tonight, okay? None. Take your home after this. That's why I did it on a Monday. I did it on a Monday. People got to go to work tomorrow. No after parties. That's where gets slippery at them after parties. Okay? We're learning a lot about people, ain't we? We're learning a lot. God is good all the time. Kurt, that makes it right. Whatever I just said goes away. Funny.
Kevin joked about after parties. He said, that's where things get slippery. He scheduled the show on a Monday so people would have to work the next day. No after parties, no late night shenanigans. Then he said, we learning a lot about people, ain't we? God is good all the time. On the surface, that sounds like regular Kevin Hart comedy, but if you listen closely, Kevin was sending a message. He was acknowledging what's happening, but he's being very, very careful not to say too much. And then there's what Orlando Brown said. Orlando claimed Kevin Hart took $50 million to, well, let's just say to compromise himself in the industry.
Kevin Hart took $50 million to unversion his whole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you.
Now, whether you believe that or not, here's what we know for sure. Kevin knows too much about the industry's dark side. He was there. He saw things. He participated in things. But he's too successful now to be dragged into this mess. 50 Cent removed Kevin from the documentary to protect him, because protecting Kevin means protecting the entire comedy industry. And 50 wasn't about to open that can of worms. Let's talk about Mase. This one is probably the most frustrating, because Mase was literally one of Diddy's closest people during the Bad Boy Records era. Mase was at the center of everything, the parties, the business deals, the music, all of it. If anyone knows where the bodies are buried, it's Mase. But here's the problem. Mase is silent, like suspiciously silent. It took Mase 10 years to get out of his contract with Diddy. 10 years. And even after he finally got free, Mase doesn't speak badly about Diddy at all.
No, this is freedom paper. What's up, Mase?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, man. 4 o'clock,
Robin
man.
is back in the building. What up, Batman?
What up, Mase? How you doing, boy?
Better than I look.
What's up, Mase? How you been, man?
I'm chilling, man. All my cars still work. Mr. Puff doing good stuff, you know?
Yeah, every once in a while you got to do something good.
Listen to this radio interview. Diddy brought Mase to the station and announced, Mase is free now, he can do whatever he wants. But watch Mase's reaction. He's nervous, surprised, overly grateful. He says, it took me 10 years to get this paperwork. He even jokes, I ain't used to Puff doing good stuff. Think about that. A man who worked with Diddy for decades was shocked that Diddy did something good for him. That tells you everything you need to know. So why did 50 remove Mase from the documentary? because Mase is either too scared to speak or he's still being controlled somehow. His silence is suspicious. He knows everything but says nothing. Including Mase would have opened up questions about why he won't speak up, so 50 decided it was better to just leave him out completely. Now we gotta talk about Meek Mill, and I'm gonna be honest, this one is messy. Meek has been around Diddy and the industry elite for years. There have been whispers about Meek for a long time, but nothing concrete, until recently. Orlando Brown said something that got people talking.
Mill came out saying that he'll pay somebody $100 grand to investigate that he has nothing to do with anything with Diddy.
You can't take back what your butthole received.
You can't unreceive what your butthole received. Now, that sounds wild, I know, but Orlando has been calling people out for years, and sometimes he ends up being right. Then things got weirder. An audio file allegedly featuring Meek Mill leaked online. People claimed the other voice in that audio was P. Diddy himself.
Meek, real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek. She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Jaguar Wright, who's been exposing industry secrets for years, said she believed it was definitely Diddy in that audio. The clip was explicit and damaging. It spread all over social media but got scrubbed from the internet pretty quickly. Meek Mill even offered $100,000 to anyone who could prove he had ties to Diddy in that way, but the audio was already out there. So why did 50 Cent remove Meek from the documentary? Because that audio was never officially verified. Including it would have opened 50 up to major lawsuits. Meek is still active in the industry. He has lawyers, he has money, he could have sued Netflix into the ground. 50 made a business decision. Better to avoid the legal mess than to include something that couldn't be proven 100%. Now we get to Justin Bieber, and this one is different because Justin is a victim. He's not a perpetrator. Justin lived with Diddy as a young teenager. There are videos of Diddy saying he had custody of Justin for 48 hours. You can see in those old clips that young Justin looked uncomfortable around Diddy. So why isn't Justin in the documentary? Because 50 Cent chose to protect him. Recently, paparazzi pressed Justin about the documentary. His response was heartbreaking.
Y'all, paparazzi spoke to Bieber, and all he had to say recently was that, "Don't ask me about that man ever. Some things I moved on from for my own peace. What's in that documentary, let's just say people are finally waking up." He also goes on to say, "I was a kid, I didn't know anything, I don't ever want to talk about that again."
Justin said, "Don't ask me about that man ever. Some things I moved on from for my own peace." He added, "I was a kid. I didn't know anything. I don't ever want to talk about that again." You can hear the pain in his voice. Justin was a child when all this happened. He didn't have a choice. He didn't know what he was getting into. 50 Cent made the right call by leaving Justin out. Including him would have meant exposing what happened to a child. It would have been too dark, even for Netflix. Justin is trying to heal and move on with his life. He's married now. He has kids. He doesn't need the world rehashing his trauma for entertainment. So 50 respected that. And honestly, that's the most human thing 50 could have done. Next is Usher. And Usher's story is important because he was the first. Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager in what they called Puffy Flavor Camp. This was before Justin Bieber, before anyone else. Usher was the prototype. He was the first young star to go through Diddy's program. Usher has talked about seeing things he couldn't unsee. He's hinted at experiences that changed him forever. And later, Usher was the one who sent Justin Bieber to Diddy, a decision he probably regrets every single day. So why did 50 Cent remove Usher from the documentary? For the same reason he removed Justin. Usher is a victim, not a perpetrator. Katt Williams warned us about what they do to young stars. He said they take talented kids and put them through things that break them. Usher was the first one. They tested everything on him. According to people close to the production, the Usher segment was too dark for TV, even for a documentary about Diddy's crimes. What happened to Usher was too disturbing to include. Usher is trying to protect his legacy and his career. He's an R&B legend. He's got kids of his own now. Dragging him back into this would have destroyed him all over again. 50 made the call to leave Usher out, and that was the right decision. And now we get to the big one, the name that matters more than any other name on this list, Clive Davis. Most people don't know who Clive Davis is, but if you know, you know. Clive Davis is the man above Diddy. He's the true gatekeeper of the music industry. Diddy doesn't move without Clive's approval. Diddy doesn't make a major decision without checking with Clive first. Clive discovered and controlled Whitney Houston, Alicia Keys, and countless other massive stars. He's been in the industry for over 50 years. He knows everyone. He's connected to everyone. If Diddy threw wild parties, imagine what Clive's parties looked like. Diddy was just a worker. Clive was the boss. Katt Williams said it himself. Diddy was just a worker. Who is the boss? Clive Davis. So why did 50 Cent remove Clive from the documentary? One word: fear. If you expose Clive Davis, the documentary doesn't get distributed. Netflix wouldn't air it. Streaming services wouldn't touch it. Networks would refuse to promote it. Clive has more power than anyone realizes. He's connected to record labels, streaming platforms, media companies, everything. Going after Clive would have meant the end of the documentary before it even started. 50 Cent had to remove Clive's name, because if he didn't, you wouldn't be watching this documentary right now. It would have been buried. And that's the most important omission on this entire list. Everyone focuses on Diddy, but Clive created the system that allowed Diddy to do what he did. Diddy learned everything from Clive. Taking down Diddy means nothing if Clive stays protected, and that's exactly what happened. So, there you have it. The 7 names that 50 Cent removed from the Netflix Diddy documentary. Snoop Dogg, too protected to touch. Kevin Hart, too valuable to expose. Mase, too scared to speak. Meek Mill, too risky legally. Justin Bieber, too young to exploit. Usher, too traumatized to revisit. Clive Davis, too powerful to challenge. Katt Williams told us this would happen. He said all lies will be exposed in 2024. But he also knew the biggest names would stay hidden. He knew certain people were too powerful to touch. From Snoop Dogg to Clive Davis, these names show you how deep the protection goes. The system protects its own. Always has, always will. The Netflix documentary is just the beginning. More charges are coming for Diddy. The feds are still investigating. The lawsuits keep piling up. Over 150 cases are pending. Some involve minors. And remember, prosecutors are now coordinating between Diddy's case and Tupac's murder case. This goes deeper than anyone imagined. Now, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, which name do you think should have been in the documentary? Do you think 50 Cent made the right choice protecting these people? Or should he have exposed everyone, no matter the consequences? If you made it this far, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications because this story is far from over. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.